So let me go to my next guest, Madam Achta. She is the Director of Legal Affairs at the Confederation of African Football. I'm honored to have her. She's one of the ladies that I admire so much, and she wholeheartedly agreed to do this thing with me. I'm so honored to have you on. Madam Achta, can you hear me? Yes. Please mute your mute yourself.
Morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning, Aisha.
So the time is 9:54 in Ghana AM. Well, what's the time over there?
It's 11:54.
Fantastic. So this is the first time speaking to any radio station in Ghana, right?
Yeah, but I have been in Ghana already. I have been there in 2008 for the African Cup of Nations, Ghana 28.
Yeah, so it's an honor. We are so honored. We at Happy FM, we are honored to have you on. It's a privilege to know that we are the first radio station to speak to you. We'll add that to achievement. Now, I noticed that you listen to Laura, you listen to Rafa, and then I know there was a challenge with Cleopatra. You couldn't hear her, but any points that you have picked from what Laura said and what Rafa said, being former players and now being involved in the decision making when it comes to their various disciplines?
Thank you, Aisha. I'll start by saying hi to everyone here. I'm the one who is honored to be here today with you, really. And so thank you very much for having me with everyone. I'll take the occasion to wish to all women happy Women's Day. I'm so grateful to be amongst all of you today, and I would like to celebrate not only all women that are listening to us, but the women that are in the panel today speaking. You did a great job, Aisha. I hope that you had a great night yesterday.
I was so nervous. I told you already, I was so nervous. I was like, so I'm going to interview these big women and I mean, it was nerve-wracking, but I feel quite comfortable with you guys, knowing that you are setting a good example for some of us to follow. So it's an opportunity to learn whilst I interview.
Yes, thank you. So today for me, I'm very happy. So I honor really all the women that are here, and I celebrate them. Amongst us, you have my own role model, who is Fatma Samora. She's here with us. I'm so looking forward to hearing what she will have to tell us, to inspire us. Laura George, I knew her, but today she gave us this energy. I liked it so much. I appreciated it. Rufatu, I had the pleasure to knowing her today and to hear about her extraordinary journey as well. Unfortunately, Cleopatra, we couldn't hear well, but I had the occasion to see a little bit what she has been doing, and I'm really amazed. You really did a great job, Aisha, to bring all these women here. It's such an inspiration. I think from everything that has been said, it's what I can rely on is, as women, you have to be adaptable and you have to be resilient. Those are the two qualities. We have to be resilient and we have to be adaptable. I mean, going from being players and going to being amongst the decision bodies, it's for sure it's a positive thing, because you know already the background, and it's an advantage when you come to sit with the decision-making people. For myself, I'm a lawyer, so I have been studying business law before, and I joined CAF in 2006. At this time, it was my first ever job. So I started as a manager of development projects. So I joined slowly the sports area. Then from CAF, I went to FIFA for 2 years as a lawyer there. So I started practicing sports law. And then I stopped for some moment to go back to Chad. I went back to Chad. I founded my own company, consulting firm of sports and business law. I have been also into a little bit of politics because I was a constitutional counselor of Republic of Chad. And then I came back to the sports life again in CAF in 2018 as the Director of Legal Affairs. So you see, you have to be adaptable. You have to be adaptable and you have to be resilient, of course, because you have challenges to overcome.
Well, you spoke about being at CAF, going to FIFA, going back to your country, Chad. How was the transition like? Well, from when you started as a lawyer, now you got a job with CAF. Now you went to FIFA. You are into politics. Basically, it's like you are a jack of all trades. How has been the transition like from one job to another that you are doing to keep focus? Because it's quite not easy doing everything if you want to do, right?
It's not easy. I think the most important thing for me, I can tell you the stories you won't believe, because there is always something going on that will tell you now this is the right thing to do. And I think for me, I had the chance to really, I believed in me. I won't say I was confident from the beginning. I'm not sure you will be 100% self-confident. So it's something that you build with challenges, overcoming challenges, and you'll tell yourself, oh, okay, so I can do that. Going from, for example, when I was here, I studied in France, and then I came into Egypt. Working for CAF, I was also studying. I was doing my last year of university at the same time. And at this moment, I was preparing my thesis for the end of my studies. And the team that I chose at this time was the creation of the legal division of CAF. Because at this time, there were no legal division at CAF. We're talking about 2006, you see. So in order for me to write my thesis, I went to FIFA in internship to do, because FIFA at this time, of course, has a legal division. So I went there, I did my internship in FIFA, and then I came back to CAF. I continued working in CAF, but I had an offer to join FIFA at this moment. So it was, for me, it was an honor. So I joined FIFA. Spending 2 years in Zurich, it was very cold. It was so difficult because I was away from family and young girl. So I decided after 2 years to go back to Chad. I never really lived in Chad as an adult. So I went back to Chad. I discovered working in Chad, and I had a great adventure of being an entrepreneur there. And so coming back to CAF after I spent 7 years in Chad. So coming back to CAF also was really a chance. I heard about the position being open because they remembered that I wrote the thesis in the creation of the legal division of CAF. So at some moment when they started having, they launched the position, the offer for the position, I have been contacted that in case you're interested, this position is open. So I said, why not? I came, and here I am 3 years later.
I mean, I understand it wasn't quite easy getting to where you are now. Tell us the challenges that you face. How did you overcome them? So that some of us who want to inspire and get to where you are now, when we face those challenges, we know what to do.
I mean, challenges, yes, we have. I think everyone has to face challenges. Life is made this way. For me, for a woman to first of all, you have to decide from the beginning that you're going to succeed. You decide, you take the decision, it's for you. It's not for anyone. It's not for your father or your mom or because you want them to be. No, it's for you. This is the decision you take. I'm going to succeed. And for me, at some point, I said, whatever it takes, I'm going to succeed. So when bad things, difficult things happened, I won't sit and complain. I will say, okay, this is what I chose. So how am I going to overcome this situation? And the thing which is a little it's a pity is being a woman is already kind of challenging in the working world. I think Laura really talked about it very well. I loved her energy. But also being an African woman, you know, it's a little more complicated because, of course, we're setting new how can I say, stereotype, like a leader, a woman, African woman leader in institutions. I can tell you, like, for example, a few days ago with Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, when she was appointed as the Director General, I was partying. I was so happy because this is the new. I'm happy. I'm telling myself that I'm happy to be living in this century where we can see this kind of examples. It's very important. For me, talking about example, for example, when I had the chance to work, this is why I said Mrs. Fatma Samura is my role model, is that I saw her working. I had the chance to be working with her here. So you inspire, you get inspiration from the women around you. You decide that you're going to succeed, whatever it's, and you just do it. You remain focused, and one thing I will advise women is read a lot. You have all the answers you are seeking are somewhere. So read. I had to teach myself things. When there is any challenge that is there is a solution. So just find the solution. Don't sit. You can cry from some time to time. We need to sort it out. Cry a little bit, but then you just stand up and you do it. So this will be my advice.
Thank you so much for that advice. We'll take it. Reading is very, very important. Now, how important is it for government to support women's sports even across the globe, and then help them to achieve higher heights in administration wise? Because one thing I notice is that female are always, they prefer the lesser job. They prefer the backstage job. When Rafa was about to speak, she mentioned the fact that she was quiet. She never likes to be out there. How important is it for government to collaborate, have special initiative for women so that they'll be able to get to higher positions, administrations, and so that we can have the likes of Laura, we can have the likes of Cleopatra and Rafa, yourself, Madame Fatima, and the likes?
I think women, we have, it's quite difficult because before coming to the government, I will talk about us as women. We have been raised to be lesser. We have been raised that you shouldn't talk. You have to be a nice girl. You shouldn't be angry. When you're angry, it's strange. This girl, she doesn't listen. I know that growing up, I was always the one talking, and like, I mean, I had a lot of problems because of that, but I'm happy now that I did it because now I understand that it's normal to speak up, but you feel so uneasy because you have to, if you feel something unfair, you cannot tell it, so you keep it inside. Women being shy, it's at some point, because of this. The other point, of course, is that society is telling us that you have to be quiet. So if you want to have a good life, you have to be quiet. So they let you be, otherwise you'll be attacked. So it's completely normal. Now government, I think the way government can help this is just by sensitizing their communities to accept women's voice, that you have to let them be. And for women's sports, of course, now we don't have to prove that women's sports is important. I think in Africa, something very important we have to do is to really realize the how can I say, the financial aspect and the financial importance that this women's sports can be, financial asset, sorry, that it can be. So I think when we realize that, and it's a pity that in order to realize that, we have to invest in women's sports so that it will produce the amount. So I think it's Rufatu who said that we have to market ourselves. We have to market the women's sports. So
I believe not just the women's sports. I think women in general, we have to market and promote ourselves, because now with social media, it's actually easy to actually put yourself out there. I mean, it's quite difficult competing with the men on the low side. So once we have social media, we have the opportunity. We can actually utilize that, and then promote ourselves. And I mean, we cannot have this conversation without talking about your role at CAF. How challenging is it? I mean, being a female, was it easy for you when you started? And did you get support from them? I mean, when I say them, I mean the people you work with, especially men. Did you get support from them, being a woman who is supposed to lead this team?
Actually, for me, joining CAF, as I told you, I came here as Director of Legal Affairs and Compliance. At the beginning, it was only legal affairs, because compliance was merged with legal affairs later. By joining, imagine creating the legal division of the African Confederation of Football. It was a huge challenge. And something I forgot to mention before when we're talking about challenges and women is that we have challenges not only in our professional life, but many times at the same time we have to deal with challenges in our personal lives. So I think these two things, when you put them back and back, make things a little bit more challenging for women. For example, for me, the moment I came to CAF, I had two boys, 3 and 2 years old. So I had to deal with these two in parallel. I would say it was challenging. We were at the beginning 2 women amongst the directors. There were 8 directors. I think it were 2 women. The second woman left 1 year later. I had support, yes, I received a lot of support. It was a little bit complicated because, you know, legal affairs is also a little complicated for people to receive it. Now I'm happy we made it, but it was challenging. What I noticed also is that as women, as African women, when you come to a leadership position, you have to be not only competent, but you have to have also personal skills. You have to be emotionally intelligent, because you cannot lead people only with strength, with authority. Some men, they don't like for a woman to be their boss. So you have to find a way to convince them to work for you and to be also confident and to feel good about themselves. So this is why I said, because when I joined, I didn't know all of this. I had to read, I had to practice, and I had to learn that, okay, you can, sometimes the most important thing is that you get along with people, that you build a team. So yeah, this is it.
Okay, I think we have Cleopatra. There was a problem with the studio mic, so she has to join us by Zoom. I don't know if she's set yet. Cleo, can you hear us? Okay. So whilst Cleopatra is being set up, I have to ask you this question because it's so important to me. When you come to Ghana or Africa, the women's football game is not developed. Women's sports itself is not developed. Rafa can share that experience with you. We have this attitude towards women's sports that it upsets me. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. The way we approach the game is like we are doing women a favor. Being at the helms of affairs when it comes to legal and compliance at CAF, I don't know if you are allowed, but can you share with us some of the way forward and some of the decisions that CAF has been taken to actually give more room or give more opportunities and recognition and promotion for the women's game?
Yeah, thank you, Aishatu, for this question. I will reply and then I'll develop later. I have only, the thing that is the most amazing thing is the creation of the Women Champions League. I mean, I'm really excited about this, and I'm looking forward to having the first edition. I think this competition will help a lot developing women football in Africa.